Welcome everyone. How's it going? Yashu here. How's it going? I'm Kelsey, Zach, Waka, Marco, Tyler, our mods. Thank you for coming. Matt, Chris, let me know if my audio is coming in clear as usual. Don't want to be talking to myself. Chris, always can count on you. Appreciate it. Audio equals clear. Awesome. Welcome everyone. Scott. It's it's an interesting day today we got, right? Overall, good day for us to obviously be above and be green, right? Green is good. Green is good. And what's interesting with today is obviously today is quadruple witching. You've seen it in the title of this video. You've probably seen it around town. Everyone is audio's wall to wall and treetop tall. Awesome. Thank you, Badger. You've seen it everywhere. Four sets of financial derivatives are expiring. Who cares? That's the question, right? But essentially what happens is today there is a lot more chop. We're seeing it today. And, we called this out on Discord saying, watch the chop today, but tech is looking decent, primed for next week, in my opinion. So watch for chop and watch for increased volume, right? Because today's the day, if you're a big fund and you're looking to make big splashes and you need liquidity, today's the day you're going to do it, right? And so sitting on the day, we're pretty much flat on the day for Tesla, 617.59 at the moment. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Hold on one second. Did I hit something? Okay, hold on one sec, folks. Hold on, I'll fix the audio. Give me a second. I don't know what happened. Let's see here. Interesting. Let's see here, filters, audio input. Let me know if maybe that's a little bit better. Is that too loud? You just turned it up to 11. Maybe I did. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Audio's fine now. Okay, great. Okay. I'll put on noise suppression, and there's another one I used to use, noise gate. Okay, so hopefully that fixes a little bit of the issues. No, it's okay now. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Maybe I'm just talking too loud. I got excited. The fan is on. You know what? Let me turn off the fan. All right. So essentially today, what's interesting is, and Mello has hit the nail on the head. He said IV has actually increased today. If we look at IV, and I'll pull it up on my Interactive Brokers here, IV has subtly gone up today. And what's interesting is not that IV has gone up. We're actually at we're at IV 52-week IV rank of 3, which is up from 0 yesterday. Our 13-week IV rank is sitting at 9. Interesting there. Let me know. Yeah, okay, hopefully it's good now. Welcome, Paco. And what's interesting is IV normally doesn't usually go up on days where the stock is gapping up. And the last couple of weeks when we have been gapping up and we've had 5% days, IV has actually been systematically going down. Yesterday was one of those days. In fact, if we pull up the day yesterday, you'll see that yesterday we were up from 601 at open all the way to, like we know, 618 at close. IV actually went to 0 yesterday. So today's the first day in a long time that IV has very minusculely went up when the stock price has gone up. So interesting there. Okay, hopefully my audio is okay. Also, let me know, stop shouting, let me know where you guys are tuning in from in terms of city, state, country, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, one thing to describe Tesla clown, up 2%, down. Really, it's just sad. It's quadruple witching. Again, chop was expected today. Chop was 110% expected today. So we knew that. Tyler's tuning in from Mars. Welcome, man. Vegas, Cleveland, Ohio, Nashville, Sacramento. John Daly from Malta. Jealous. Johannesburg, again, usual Paco. Thank you. Singapore, Tampa. Graf says he's ready for $2,000 a share. Yeah, me too, man. Chennai, India, VIX up 10% due to Fed saying that interest rates will rise in 2022. I'm going to pull that up. Zach says Tesla will close above the 200 days, so it's all good. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I mean, that's the big thing. Jesus says, I watch every time we go live. I appreciate that, Jesus. Thank you. New York, Wisconsin, Cybertrucks, nice. So 618 sitting at Tesla stock at the moment. So again, I'm going to highlight this again. Quadruple witching is today. And what quadruple witching essentially means is 4 sets of financial derivatives are expiring today. What that brings, a lot more chop, a lot more volatility, a lot more volume, a lot more liquidity. So if you're a big fund, and we're going to get into window dressing here next week, because what's next week? It's the end of the quarter. At the end of the quarter, there are going to be funds that have to buy to make up, maybe if they're underweight, maybe if they're overweight on certain positions. The S&P fund is going to be rebalancing, I believe, next week as well. There's a lot going on for end of quarter stuff. Actually, no, I'll have to double check on the dates that it's usually published. So there's a lot going on. One thing I will say is I don't, Muki says, I'm glad Jesus is watching over Tesla. Me too. Okay, one thing I'm going to highlight right here. Be careful, folks, looking at option open interest and thinking it means anything. Be careful looking at options open interest and thinking it means anything. When you go through, when you go through and you look at the options chain, you see, there's 200,000 contracts or 100,000 contracts or whatever expiring next week at, $200 in terms of $200 strike price puts. You're like, oh, what does this mean? Be careful looking at option open interest. I know a lot of you guys do. I do not consider options open interest a big factor into my decision making, because I know for a fact that options open interest, and Jim Cramer, if you've watched his notorious market manipulation video, has talked about this. It's used as a way to manipulate perception about a stock. So when you calculate max pain, and you talk about max pain a lot, be careful. Just be careful. Just don't take it as the end all be all is what I'll say. VWAP for the day is 620. So be careful so my guess is we close right around VWAP. So about 620 is my guess for closing price day today. But Friday's quadruple witching can throw a wrench into any of that. But I think closing right around the volume weighted average price probably makes sense. Absolutely. So, in terms of the other market, like the S&P 500 is down 1% today. The Qs, the Nasdaqs are down 75 basis points on the day. VIX is up 13%. Again, I love a market where VIX is elevated versus a market where VIX is really low. Again, what's interesting is Tesla's flat today, but if you own Leaps, curious, let me know in the comments. If you own Leaps, what's the percentage change on your Leaps, even though Tesla is pretty much flat today? Check out your P&L to see what those leaps have, because implied volatility has gone up. So, for example, on this one, I'm up a little bit on my really far out the money leap that I was actually flat on when Tesla was up the other day at 3%. So interesting. Yeah, that's true as well. So if you haven't watched that Jim Cramer video, Tao says January 2023s are up 3%. Yeah, so listen, so you're up 3%. I'm not sure how far out the money you are, it doesn't matter. Tesla's pretty much flat on the day. What you're experiencing there, Liboff says he's up 2 to 3%. There you go. So what you're up there, even though Tesla's flat, you got to ask the question, how the hell am I up on my leaps if Tesla's pretty much flat on the day, right? A couple bucks up. It's a couple bucks green. Johnny says he's still up 3% on his leaps. By the way, welcome, Johnny. It's IV, right? So that's why I love hearing that IV has gone up. I get it. With VIX, with volatility comes different stuff in the market that we have to watch out for, but something there. Long-term average moved up, says Matt. I think you're asking, is the long-term 200-day moving up? It is. The 200-day moving average right now is sitting at $613.20. My guess is we're going to finish above that, barring any massive moves on the downside today. Which, I mean, anything can happen in the next 45 minutes. That's why we're streaming. But Again, my guess for the day for closing price is volume weighted average price, just strictly VWAP, and that's sitting at 619 at the moment. So round up to 620. Raptor says, yesterday my long-term leaps were down and short-term leaps were up, as if market was expecting Tesla not to do well in 2023. I think the way to look at that, instead of what you said, the Raptor, is to look at your long-term leaps were down, short-term leaps were up. Is essentially how much premium is baked in. Today we saw premium actually go up. Yesterday we saw premium shrink. So it has a disproportionate effect on your options. And if we talk about what actually affects options pricing and what actually affects premium in the market, it looks like we're sitting up we're at $618.50 for all the audio listeners today. Marco says he's up 9%. Marco and Tyler, welcome. The question is, what affects premium and implied volatility rank to go up or to go down depending on what's happening, right? That's the question. And really, if you look at, for example, if you look at the phenomenon of earnings, when earnings is coming up, which should be coming up for Tesla in third week of July, why is it that then if you look at implied volatility rank, it's probably going to be a lot higher than it is now? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. Some earnings calls we'd have implied volatility rank at 70, 80, 90, 100, right? Depending on the company. So what happens that inflates the pricing of calls and puts before earnings? What I found is people buying calls and puts affects the implied volatility. So the fact that implied volatility has been so low tells us that no one is coming in and buying mass amounts of premium like they were in 2020. In 2020, everyone, even people that didn't know about calls and puts, were buying calls and puts. Let me know in the comments if that first time you traded options was last year. Because last year, what we saw with the massive amount of volatility, and obviously there were some, global things going on, and obviously Trump was in market, so there's a lot more volatility there. But implied volatility is almost a direct correlation in my eyes to people buying and selling or buying calls and puts, right? So in this market in 2021, implied volatility has shrunken so much that new money has to come in the market for us to see potentially an inflating of implied volatility once again. So we're sitting at 619.22 on Tesla at the moment. Pretty much close to volume weighted average price. So actually, it was the first time for me. I was never into options until last year. Exactly. So there's a lot of new players in the market now with reopening, now with big money taking their money and putting into into reopening plays. I was going to say AMC and GME, which is a different debacle altogether. Yes. So what happened to crypto today? Crypto is, so Bitcoin's down to 35,500. Doge is down to 28. Careful with Doge. 2,100 on Ethereum. I think crypto is just in a lull right now. I think it's in an accumulation phase. I think institutions are putting out FUD on crypto so they can buy low on crypto. But your guess is as good as mine as to when the next big move is going to happen. But it's going to take a while. So yeah, SPY is skyrocketing here to close. Let's see if we get a gap into close here, or if we get a rocket into close here. Let's see. Do you think the sentiment on crypto will spill over to Tesla shares? Yes. I mean, there's no doubt that there's crypto algo trading that's probably tied in with stocks like Tesla, MicroStrategy, Square. But what I found, and the ironic part, you guys know what I'm going to say, is it only seems to work on the downside. It only seems to work when crypto is selling off that Tesla goes down, right? When crypto is skyrocketing, ain't no one buying Tesla to run on that crypto play. That's what I found. It's Mark Cuban demanding that cryptos be regulated. Does Mark Cuban have enough authority to say that, or that's just his opinion? It is it is interesting that cryptos aren't regulated, but it's not at the same time. When something is decentralized like crypto, it's the sheer nature of the thing is the sheer antiness of regulation. Like, it's literally made so that there's no centralization, there's no central authority on it. That's the whole point. So do I ever use Fibonacci retracements? No, not really. I did in my heyday. I try to keep it simpler, as simple as I can. Does it imply does option premium decrease over the weekend due to time decay? It's usually priced in. It's not like, hey, I'll sell something and it opens flat on the weekend, I've just lost 2 days of theta. The market prices that sort of stuff in, so it's not really like that. So hey, we're sitting at 620 here. It looks like we're probably about to retest volume weighted average price. Expect some resistance here. Again, volume for the day is 20 million shares traded on the dot, pretty much. So again, expect some volatility here, 620, but you know, good price action nonetheless to see us stay green. Securities, how's it going? The whole Titan coin fiasco. Oh man, that thing went to zero so fast. Let's see here. Hold on one sec. I do have CNBC pulled up as well, so I'll keep an eye out, and if they have anyone interesting come up, which might be a first. Okay, so if we pull up, let me just let's take a second here. So okay, next week is interesting. I'm still bullish next week on tech. I know there's kind of two camps in the market right now. One is very anti high growth, high PE stuff. The other one is, hey, tech is about to get a lot of money into rotation. If you look at the gap between the 5-year bond and the 10-year bond, and you see the gap in between, you see that it's shrinking, which in essence is, you know, and me, Kevin put a video out about this yesterday, but I was talking about this weeks ago, was that money is going to flow back into tech, because if the economy comes to, you know, a slower pace of growth that is originally expected, it's interesting to see where money is going to flow, because you would expect if the economy is going to slow down a little bit, which, you know, the bonds or the bond yield specifically might suggest, if that's the case, money is going to flow into stuff that is going to grow faster. And for that is not going to be value. It is right now. And yesterday what we saw was SPX down, tech up. We saw money rotate back into tech. I think we're going to continually see that moving forward into the second half of this year. I've been saying that. What's going to be some problems in between might be supply chain issues, right? If the economy, if the whole global supply chain can't get their shit together with putting together, and inflation is just nuts. By the way, I went to Subway yesterday for the first time. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, by the way. It's the first time I'm going to plug it, but don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're watching this for the first time, we talk a lot about stocks, options trading, Tesla a lot on this channel. I went to Subway yesterday. Guess how much, and if you're on Discord, you can't guess. Guess how much I paid for my egg salad sub yesterday, foot long. Guess how much I paid? Let me know what your guess is. The last time I'm pretty sure I went to Subway, it was like $5. Okay. Boyle says 8. It was a foot long. Maple's not $5. $5 Canadian. Yeah. What is that in US? Like 0, 10, 25, 9, 769, 86. You guys got some good guesses. The winner is actually Canada, just a sub, $9. Hold on. Let's see if anyone beats this person. Okay, I'll tell you right now. The winner is Geo. I paid $11.69. That's very close. You got 10 cents off. Chuck says $11. Welcome, Chuck. I paid $11.69 or whatever it was for a freaking foot long. What? I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, Geo, nice job. I was like, what am I doing? Like, what? Since when did Subway, and that kind of hit me yesterday, you know, I started having nightmares about inflation last night after my sub. You know, I went back home and I thought, hold on. We got to do something about inflation. We got to do something about inflation. The Price is Right rules, absolutely, bro. They better be good. Honestly, so about $1 an inch. Yeah, that's what T-Max said as well in Discord. It it was a 7. It was like, no, not even a 7. I don't think a Subway sub can be 7. It was like a 6.1 out of 10. It was like, what? It's just nuts. You must be subhuman to pay for that bread. Honestly, I had no idea how much it was going to be. I wasn't going to be like, yo, I ain't checking out. Can you imagine? I was like, okay, I want to sell a sub. I want to go a sub. You should see the housing prices in the US, man. Inflation is running rampant already. Housing prices, yeah, you're talking to the king of living in an expensive ass city. Vancouver is so goddamn expensive. And you're right, housing prices are just going astronomical. And you talk about lumber prices and commodity prices for a second. Yeah, those are going berserk. Did you ask for extra mail? I should have asked for a freaking Subway macadamia cookie after that. It was nuts. 620.40 on Tesla. Looks like we're above volume weighted average price again, but I would expect another retest down to volume weighted average price before we see a directional move up or down. Just makes sense, I think. Matt says 11.59 minus 9 divided by 9 equals 29% Subway inflation. Man, I was shocked because the last time I went to Subway, I thought it was like $5 footlongs. So, and I'm vegetarian as well, so I don't really eat meat, so I don't really ever order the meat subs. And I'll get the egg or something, or if I'm really down bad, maybe I'll get the veggie delight. And if I'm like, I got to scarf down something, they don't have yesterday. They didn't have anything. They didn't have the falafel. Didn't have the egg breakfast or whatever they had. They had nothing. She's like, yeah, we've run out of 5 of our subs. I don't know if I just went to a really shitty Subway. Probably that. Do you have Jimmy John's? No, we do not. Apple is okay. Look at AMC for a second. We'll talk about AMC for a second. AMC is sitting at 58. Okay, the AMC apes are still saying this is going to squeeze. We know that AMC and GME are negative, what we call negative beta stocks, meaning when they go up, the beta market goes down. AMC is right at the moment, 5% right now. Who knows what's going to happen on AMC today? But what's interesting is we're seeing almost a direct correlation. I'm not sure if this is just a new economy, because it might be. This whole meme stock, short squeeze stuff might be here to stay long term, not just with these names, but with other names in the future. By the way, good price action here on Tesla, 621 at the moment. So what's interesting there is there almost should be an algo. I should make an algo that trades with negative correlation on these AMC and GME names. Honestly. Max says, I have a stupid question. What's a foot long? Loving those green candles. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, great green candles here. I was trading a little bit this morning. I say a little bit. I had I had like 12 trades, open and close. And pretty much as close to kind of flat for the day because I had a bad Google lotto. You guys know I talked about my Google lotto last night that I bought. I was down on that, but I ended up making back for it and ending up pretty much flat on the day. But what's interesting is Tesla was really acting today like the old Tesla. And not just, I don't just mean like going straight up, because obviously you could act like that, but the predictableness of the moves, like if you look at, this is the 1 minute and this is earlier in the day, the old Tesla would do this a lot. It would rally up 5 candles, retest whatever, this is the 9 minute, okay, retest down low, bounce up, retest, bounce up. It did that like 5 times today. So it's really acting like the old Tesla. For a little bit, I was like, what's happening here? Because usually now what happens is, now that Tesla's a bigger stock, beta name in the S&P 500, there's a lot of sell algos that if Tesla gets too disproportionately out of whack compared to the NASDAQ, you'll have, and let's say if Apple's down, Amazon's down, which Apple is down about 66 basis points, Amazon is up, it's about flat now, is down for a little bit. What you'll see happen is if those leaders of the S&P 500 aren't pushing the S&P 500 forward, they'll sell the crap out of Tesla. And so that's why I'm assuming moving into the end of the quarter here for the next couple of weeks, window dressing might be in effect, because I'd hazard a guess that a lot of these funds are underweight on Tesla, or they're under their percentage float that they need on Tesla in terms of their waiting for their fund. So, a lot to play here. And I think next week, you know, I might be tempted to buy a lotto here for some tech moves. Maybe Tesla, maybe just the Qs for next week, because, you know, just the gut feeling that I have for me is that I think next week tech makes a move back up. Oh, Max, Max, a foot long from Subway is like a sandwich. You should Google it. I'm not sure where you're from, but yes, I do have the Juju. Thanks for asking. There we go. Got the Juju. Grab your citrus, folks. If you don't know what we're talking about on this channel, Juju is referring to, you know, some sort of form of citrus, ideally mandarins, I'd say, and they bring us good luck. We find the Juju algo is apparently strong. Can you explain a lotto in 5 minutes or less? I'll explain it to you in 15 seconds. A lotto is a lottery type call or put position that you're going to buy that you're expecting zero on. And that's probably expiring within the next 7 days. And you're essentially buying a lottery ticket. You're looking for a moonshot. It's a deep, far out of the money call or deep, far out of the money put. It's up to you. Citrus Zinger to the moon. Nice. Juan says, mandarins, let's go. Nice. Yes, you can throw in, I'll show you. Hey Parker, how's it going? You can throw in, here, I'll show you. By the way, happy Friday. Happy Friday today to everyone. I know, might be payday for a lot of you guys, which, you know, is good. Fridays we always have a good time here. If you're a member, if you throw in semicolon Juju semicolon, you should be able to put that thing down. By the way, I'd be remiss not to promote it. If you don't have a Webull account, looking for 2 free stocks, feel free to use my link. I'll throw it into the chat right there. Again, 2 free stocks with Webull. I think you get 1 just for signing up. Someone tell me if I'm wrong there, but you definitely get 2 if you deposit $100. And let me know what stocks you end up getting if you do. You have to be a member though. You have to be a member to throw that Juju in. So maybe a member here on the chat can throw it in so we can see it. It's not my choice. It's not my choice. What's a YouTube? It's if you have a YouTube membership to this channel. That's the only way I can add custom emojis in. Digital says, I googled quadruple witching. You should make relevant details like that in your videos to make people learn something. Digital, I have a video on quadruple witching. It's actually old. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's probably like a month or 2 old. Yeah, Webull's only in the US. It's a month or 2 old, and I go through explaining it. Yeah, so the Juju stuff is gonna work. I see everyone comment. It's gonna work. Thank you,
Love the channel. Keep it up.
Thank you, Ten. Appreciate that. I didn't see that come through. There it is. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate the channel. I appreciate the super chat. Not the channel. I'm making the channel. Okay, never mind. But you have to be a YouTube member. No obligation. So like I see Chuck is. I see Michael. I see John is. So you know those folks. But regardless, we got it on Discord. So if you join us on Discord, we definitely have a Juju emoticon ready to go. Okay. So check this out. I just saw this on Twitter. Yeah, Tesla's looking good, and this is the reason why. Kashkari says he wants to keep the Fed's interest rate near zero at least through the end of 2023. Clearly, the market cares what Neil thinks. This is why we're seeing this sort of price action coming back into tech in the last little bit here. So if we look at the Qs, you'll see tech likes that. Tech doesn't want high interest rates. So, okay, is Elon giving us hints with cryptic tweets or no? Okay, we talked about this yesterday, and let me know what you guys think. But honestly, if I had to give you a probability of those sequel tweets, if you don't know what I'm talking about, essentially Elon Musk tweeted, he tweeted yesterday or the day before yesterday saying, forget video games, forget movies, let's move on to the sequel. And some people translated that to say, forget about GME and AMC, let's move on to the sequel, aka perhaps the second coming of Tesla short squeeze, of the Tesla short squeeze. which if you don't know, in 2020, we had a massive short squeeze. So many people were short Tesla in 2020 that, shorts started piling in, and then the S&P inclusion happened. And even before that, that was kind of the short squeeze OG. So obviously a massive short squeeze. And so the rumor mill is, okay, well, if Elon Musk is tweeting saying, forget about video games, AMC, GME, let's move on to the sequel. Does he know something that we don't know? Does he know that FSD subscription is coming out Friday, June 18th after hours? Or FSD version 9 is coming out after hours today? Does he know that? Which, by the way, I just said because I can clip it if I'm right. So there's definitely a part of me that thinks there's something about to drop very soon. The only reason I say that is because if you notice, like, Elon has been very quiet about Tesla lately. He almost, other than Plaid, he mostly just talks about SpaceX now. So yes. Yeah. Discord access is through Patreon. If you want to help support the channel, feel free to. Patreon.com/shitthatbid. It's in the description. It's also in the pinned comment, I think, on this chat, so you can click on it. It's through Patreon. Elon loves to troll. He does. Thank you, Anders. Yes, Anders pasted the tweet in there. He loves to troll, and that's why I'm like, okay, what's actually happening here? What are we actually... are we actually about to go through another short squeeze? Because I do have positions on, but if I'm very confident that the short squeeze, another squeeze is coming, this could be a time to load up for me. I don't know, but here's the problem I have a little bit with that is if we pull up the NASDAQ and let's see short interest on Tesla. I didn't pin the comment. Okay, hold on. I'll pin the comment for you folks. Thanks for letting me know. Join us. There we go. Yeah, feel free. And that's only, again, no pressure. No, you don't have to join if you don't want to. It's a private community. There we go. It's a private community for all of our community members to come on and talk on Discord. Again, the whole purpose of that is not to, and I'll pin it now. The whole purpose of that is not to make money. I'm not making money off of $3 or $5 that you're going to pay to come in, but it's to filter out so we have really good quality people in there. And I think we've done a good job with that. So join if you want good juju. And again, only good juju allowed. Thank you very much. Short interest is low. That's exactly what I'm saying. So if you look at the end of May and you look at the short interest, there's about 40 million shares short. It's really not that much, right? If you look at this time last year, June 15th last year, oh, sorry, I highlighted the whole thing. If you look at June 15th last year, there's about 75 million shares short. Now, you could argue and say, Yash, but listen, the average volume was so much higher last year than it is this year. Yes, I get that. And days to cover is just a calculation of short interest divided by average volume, right? So how many days, if they had to cover, would it take? So, and short interest inherently isn't a bad thing. If you own warrants in a company, for example, you might short the stock because if you own, or even if you own calls, if you're, market maker, you might be short shares of a company if you're selling people calls and puts, right? So there's a million reasons why you'd want to be short shares other than just short selling something. So that's just why I don't know what he potentially means around that. Gary Black is tweeting. Hey, let's check out Gary Black though. Gary, come on the channel. Gary's saying with Bitcoin taking its usual pre-weekend plunge, quarterly triple witching starting today. It's quad witching, same thing. It's not surprising the market is taking profits from anything up today. Quad witching is hard to predict, so it's easy to just get out of the way. Tesla version 9 beta ETA last week of June. Listen, what about subscription? Well, do people forget about subscription? When is subscription has to be coming out very soon. Yes, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. If you subscribe, you should, and I'll move it here so it's not in the way of the charts. If you subscribe, it should show up, but it really depends on your YouTube settings. Yeah, short interest is low. So, Guslavu says, have you seen the document leaks out of Giga Berlin? Yes, I saw some of them last night, but they were in German, I believe. Alex on Twitter posted the changes they're making to the factory, including 2 Model Y lines, one for 4680, one for 2170, called Legacy Line. Oh, very cool. Interesting. Okay, so what's interesting with that is investors aren't going to be reading that if it's translated and probably digesting it in time for today, especially with quadruple witching happening. It's probably going to take some time. So if that's true, folks, you heard the garbage truck again. I'm sorry. Listen, I figured it out. And we're skyrocketing here on the garbage truck news. Okay? Listen, the garbage truck is not a garbage truck. I'm by a bar, and the bar gets like 4 times delivered, like get kegs four times delivered a day. It's just nuts. That's what it is. I apologize. Oh man, Juju and garbage trucks. What are we making this channel, man? 621 on Tesla, up 80 basis points on the day. We're having good strength today, folks. This is so if we can retest highs, I'm not going to complain. 628 is the high for the day today. 628 is the high for the day today. Awesome, Gio. I'll catch you into Discord then. And again, any level on Patreon gets you in. So the lowest level is like $3 or $5 a month. It's like, you know, it's like I labeled it buying me a coffee. That's what you're doing essentially. I appreciate it. So garbage truck Juju, you guys are hilarious. Listen. There's some channels that are highly production value oriented, and then there's some channels that you come on and you just shoot the breeze with the person going, and you have a good time, and that's what we're about. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is hilarious. 622 on Tesla pretty much at the moment. Again, S&P 500 is down almost 1% on the day. The Nasdaqs are kind of making a rally based on some of these interest rates statements coming out. But again, it's going to be a wild 15 minutes here. Let's see how it goes. Put the peels in the truck. I'll put the peels in this truck. I want to get a Cybertruck model. Or sorry for the glare. But I want to get a Cybertruck model car. But I don't think they make those. Juju trash can. So 621.91 on the stock on Tesla for all my audio friends listening. It's really good price action today. So if we just put up the 5-minute chart here and we try to digest and try to synthesize the price action that we've seen today, and keyword there is try to, because I don't think we can perfectly. It looks like so there's a chop session happening up until 11:30 Eastern. Then there's massive buying, followed by massive potentially profit taking or selling off. But what's interesting is this has a higher low. Okay, so higher low signals that there's still an imbalance of buyers, and now we're breaking back up to the upside. And let's see if we can make a higher high. If we can make a higher high, make a high day to close today, amazing. Is that going to happen today? Is that going to happen next week? To be determined. Yes, chuck the peels. Well, if you guys remember, my window was plastic wrapped up, and I think they heard me complain on the live stream yesterday or the day before, because yesterday, and I'm being a little bit quieter when I talk about this, yesterday they came by and they just like X-Acto knifed the shit out of it, so now I actually can get fresh air, but I think they heard me complaining about it. Good evening. Do you think Grimes could move the Tesla stock? I don't know. Like, what is she really gonna say? She doesn't really speak for the company, right? She's more low key, so I'd say probably not. Why did she say something? Does something happen? 622.27. Good price action, folks. Check it out. We got the Juju live stream going. 622. Let's try to hit high a day. We're about $5 away. They follow my live stream. More like the garbage people told them about the live stream. I kind of want to go long some SPY for next week, or maybe even a quick trade here. Let me see. Let's see here. What do we got? I think SPY's got. I think it might continually run. Let's see. 416.94. Okay, hold on one second, folks. Let's see here. Man, it's so hard to trade on my phone though versus just being on the computer. Screw it. I'll do it later, but maybe I'll buy some. In the last couple minutes. We'll see. Wow, SPY is looking strong though. Looking strong. The market's looking strong. I think we might end up going flat on some of these ETFs here to end the day. So interesting there. Hey Trent, welcome to Patreon. Your donation, your Patreon membership should show up here, but if it doesn't, welcome Trent. Yeah, Andre, you bring up a good point, and hopefully it's Andre. You bring up a good point. Some good tweets. He's bringing up a tweet here that Elon said, and he deleted this tweet for all context. Okay, Elon said there's greater than a 0% chance Tesla becomes the largest company, probably, and then his next tweet said probably in a few months, and he deleted the tweets. And then he goes, Andre goes on to say, change his name to Elon the Second. Get your So Elon the Second, there it is. Welcome, Trent. So Elon the Second is actually in reference to some sort of book about this science fiction book about this guy named Elon going to Mars. Actually, ironically enough, and his name was Elon the Second. So I think that's that. Welcome, Trent. And to be determined. But listen, in that probably in a few months tweet that everyone talks about that Elon had deleted, that's the one that trips me up. And I almost feel like is Elon about to make Company X? Is he about to announce all of his projects coming together? Like, is something about to happen there? So it's something about something interesting happening there. Company X confirmed, said Brian. Yeah, absolutely. Why did? Oh no, this is in March. I'll try to find it here. Hold on one sec. Here it is. I'll pull up Chrome. So Elon had said, replying to Whole Mars, I think there's a greater than 0% chance. I'll make this a little bit bigger. I think there's a greater than 0% chance that Tesla could be the biggest company. In referring to Apple being and then he tweeted literally 3 minutes after he tweeted 3 minutes after to someone that actually had said to them, oh, I like the sound of that, or that's what I think. Actually, like, the tweet was something around the effect of, ooh, that sounds really good, and that Elon replied to that person saying probably within a few months. This article came out March 26, 2021. A few months in Elon time is probably not 2, probably not 3, probably 4. Again, one Gordon is what is it? $60 on the stock price? What is it? $40? I forget what it was post split. One Elon is 2 weeks. Okay, so when we're talking time increments, one Elon is 2 weeks. So if you do the math. April, May, June brings us to 3 months. June 26 would be 3 months of this article coming out, which I think the tweet came out on that day. Add a month, maybe next month. I mean, who knows? Like, earnings call is coming up. I don't know. I said this last earnings call too. I said, what if he announces Company X? I don't just say that to again, it's not in my clickbait headlines. I talk about it because, Elon is known to throw out Easter eggs there for people that are listening. The question is, what are the 99% of the tweets that don't mean shit, and what are the ones that actually mean something? Highly unlikely. Yeah, for sure. I have no idea how this would work. I don't think it would be a SPAC. I have no idea how it would kind of reverse merge into Tesla. Like, I have zero idea of the logistics on how it would work. I mean, one way it could be is, Tesla absorbs those companies inside of the same ticker under Tesla, which might make sense. Again, I think as long as Tesla has obviously a general corporate mission to accelerate the world's sustainable technology. And if under that mission statement, stuff doesn't belong, there's no need for it to come in. in my opinion. So I'm just trying to think. Neuralink, for example, is that really about sustainable technology, transportation? Not really. Yeah. So, or pardon, sustainable energy, right? So, if Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, that makes it even harder for it to merge under the same ticker. Could it just go under another ticker? I don't know. It'd be very interesting. Name of the book, says Chad on that tweet. I'll try to find the tweet that explained it for you. Here, 1 second. I think I know how to find it pretty fast here. 10 Gordons, gotta love that. Okay, let's see here. Here is the book, folks. So if you talk about Elon II, you guys talk about, why did he change his name? Someone has to verify this, but someone said it refers to the fact that there already is an Elon Emperor of Mars in the book of Van Braun from 1952. Elon Musk says that he's the second Elon, Emperor of Mars, hence Elon II. So there you go. Check that out. So thanks for following, folks. Yeah, feel free to follow me. It's at HeyIt'sYashu on Twitter. So what did I do there? Hold on. What is CNBS talking about? Financials worst performing sector. Great. That's awesome. Good for you. 621.78 on the stock price. Matt says Google Alphabet did their own holding co and they own Google. This is the whole holding X with company discussion. Now the question is really though, and I forget, and I have to go back to my memory bank on when Alphabet happened. What did they absorb? Like which entities did they absorb that were private? That were like big private companies. I'm just forgetting, but you're totally right. There's a lot there. Again, Alphabet's a little bit different, right? Google's a little bit different. They have different class shares as well on the market. So, hopefully Tesla doesn't do that. Yes, don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is your first time listening. My name is Yashu. You're watching Hit That Bid. We watch your favorite stocks. Mostly Tesla's one of our favorites on this channel. We're watching it during Power Hour, Quadruple witching. We have 7 minutes left until the closing bell happens, and Tesla's gapping here. It's trying to run 623. Good strength into close right now. Let's see if we can hit high a day here. Really good strength. Good Juju indeed. Yes. Don't forget to hit the subscribe as well. Damn, Zach, that was 3 years ago. Jeez. I remember where I was sitting there. I was at the gym actually, I think, when that happened. Let's go Juju. Absolutely. So sitting on volume for the day, it's quadruple witching. Okay, it's quadruple witching. We know that heavier volume is going to come in than usual. That makes sense. But even then, folks, we're sitting at 22 million shares traded. Like it's really, these are the dog days of summer. And someone had a question of what I meant by that. Essentially what I mean is these are the days in the summertime when no one is really, big money managers aren't really sitting around trading this sort of stuff. They're in the Hamptons. All right. They're in the Hamptons. They're, eating Subway, talking about inflation. That's what's happening. 623 on Tesla. Pretty good strength here, folks. Pretty good strength. Bring the good Juju. Man, whenever we do Power Hour, there's something about Power Hour algos. I feel like there's only been one real stream that we've had together that Tesla's been notoriously bad on. The majority of them are, holy crap, look at this. The majority of them are either like this or they're pretty boring and flat. So, good day to stream. Some witching happening. So remember, quadruple witching essentially provides big money managers, funds, ETFs, portfolio managers, the ability to liquidate in and out of positions without the fear of illiquidity, without the fear of moving the markets too much. That's the whole point of quadruple witching. Look what's happening right now. It looks like there's a lot of buying happening into Tesla. If you look at the time in sales, some pretty good sized chunks coming in, and it looks like it's likely because of A, window dressing, but B, probably a lot of funds are underweight on their position in Tesla. So 750 next week. I mean, I hope so. I'm never gonna say no to that. But realistically speaking, I'd like to see us break 630 and hold before I get too excited. Again, if you look at the daily graph, I talked about this yesterday. I think it's important to realize, I'll pause. Technical analysis, about 40% of the gameplay on a stock like Tesla. It's high in beta. It's highly algo traded. It's highly, HFTs run the show. Market makers can run the show. So technical analysis is about 40% of the stuff, but also news, 60% is about news. What is Elon saying? What's going to happen with the products? What's happening with the company, right? But if we pause and we go to the 40% of the section where we talk about technical analysis, you'll see, we pretty much hit a rock hard wall against 630, or 630-ish, I'll say, once, almost twice, 3 times, 4 times the charm. I don't know. We'll see. But for me to really get excited, I'd have to see a hold and break past 630. Again, I said 625 to 630 yesterday in my video. But again, now that we're here, might as well see a 630 break. Yes, Marco, I saw that segment on CNBC where that manager came on and says, any chance you get to buy Tesla, buy it. What I find funny is, do these guys not have legal liability with making recommendations to buy? Like, obviously on this channel, I don't give alerts. I don't tell you what to buy or to sell at all. Nothing remotely like that. But do these people, can they come on and actually say that? I found it interesting. It was I'm happy to hear that people are bullish on it. So yeah, big drop in SPY, and it's likely to, and I'll pull up my Twitter here. If you guys know, let me know. Big drop in SPY. Yes. Big pump up in Tesla. What's happening? You tell me. I'm liking this. I'm liking what's happening here. It looks like some sweeps are coming in into Tesla as well. I saw on Twitter here. Let's see here. Is FSD about to get released? Does someone know something about FSD subscription or FSD version 9 beta button coming out? Is something about to happen, folks? I think we were about, I don't want to say it because, obviously I want to keep expectations low for us. But, maybe it is Friday. The Dow Jones moves to Tesla. Now, what's funny is I never look at the Dow Jones Industrial. In my eyes, the Dow Jones Industrial is just one big sham to shape market narratives. I think it's used, and the reason why I say that is because the Dow Jones Industrial, look it up, is not market cap weighted. It's price weighted. So meaning when a stock splits, all of a sudden it's worth less in that ETF. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. It's very flawed. I don't look at the Dow Jones at all, really, for the most part. Maybe just for sentiment to see if it's green or not, but really, I could care less about it. And it's 30 stocks. Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Gonzalo. So FSD is closer than the suits realized. Okay. I don't even care personally at the moment about version 9 coming out because I think it's important that Tesla lowers their type 1 risk, is it? Or, there's 2 types of risk factors, right? Actually, I'll put it up. Type 1 versus type 2 errors. Learned about this in econometrics. Type 1 errors means you're rejecting the null hypothesis when it's actually true. And type 2 errors means you're failing to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually false, right? And if you look at a clear example of this, it's essentially if you look at our judicial system for a second and you just think about it, and we have 1 minute left here till close, 6:24. I'll talk about this after the bell. So it looks like we're about to close above the volume weighted average price on Tesla, above what is going to be the 9-day, above the 200-day, below the 50-day, which is at 646. There it is. Happy quadruple witching. and below the 150 day and the 100 day as well. So pretty decent close. I mean, up 1% on the day. Couldn't really ask for much. Again, quadruple witching was mostly going to be about chop, and man, did we get chop today? But it definitely looks like some buyers stepped in. A good amount of buyers stepped in towards close. So if you look at the judicial system, what do we prioritize? Do we prioritize, because you're never going to get everyone that's guilty in jail, because you're never going to know for a fact if someone's guilty. So do you, and this is kind of a philosophical question, do you overcompensate by putting more people in jail, even if that means that some innocent people go in jail? Or do you or do you side on the are you more cautious with your sentencing to maybe let some criminals go, but as long as you never put in someone that's innocent, you're fine with that, because you're going to have to choose one of the two sides. FSD is the same way. With FSD, if you try it, if insert uncle, insert old grandma that tries FSD and you scare the shit out of her one time on it, she's not coming back. She's going to talk shit about it. FUD's going to go all around. When you release FSD to the masses, it has to be where everyone feels ultra comfortable. Also, people feel ultra comfortable. So I think that's the thing, is I don't think version 9 will mean too much about Tesla. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal for the stock price right now. Long term, robotaxi is big deal. But I think subscription, FSD subscription, if you watched my video yesterday, you know that FSD subscription, Wall Street analysts are primed to valuate SaaS-like companies. So when FSD subscription comes out for $99 a month, $129 a month, $199 a month, man, Wall Street is gonna start salivating over that. Kushi says, "What the hell is Juju?" Now listen, Juju is so important to this channel. It's any sort of citrus you have is somehow, some way, good luck to the stocks. That's just what's happened. I didn't make it. It's just, we started eating oranges one day on stream. Tesla went up, I think, 20% one day. You guys were like, bring the Juju and the Juju is just, it's a word for, I don't know if it's a real word, but apparently my girlfriend says she made it up, and she brought it into my life. I don't know, but into my vocabulary, I mean, but we'll see. Juju is life. Highly scientific. Absolutely, Michael. Irenatus, you got it. Exactly. Yes, says Juju, garbage truck equals drink. Yeah, absolutely. Event says, Yashi, June next year calls just ended up 27%. What happened? You gotta tell me which strike, because 27% seems like a lot. By the way, if you're watching or you're new here, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks Shed Studio Zimbabwe for subscribing all the way from Zimbabwe. I appreciate that. Man, we got some global reach on YouTube. This is awesome. Sandeep as well. So, okay, what's interesting now is good strength into close. If we look at the ETFs, this is how I'm going to form my market thesis for next week. And I totally forgot about buying lottos for next week. Whatever, no big deal. SPY finished down 1.35%. It took a nosedive at close. Still yet to figure out what was said around that. So SPY took a nosedive at close. No big deal. The Qs did the same thing, some selling off. Again, I don't know how much of this is around news or sentiment versus the closing cross, right? Again, quadruple witching means there's a massive amount of people, especially in the last 10 minutes of trading, that need to fill their orders to get in and out of stocks, financial derivatives that are expiring today. It's every third Friday of the month is options expiration, OpEx. Every end month of the quarter, and then OpEx week is quadruple witching. So a lot there. The interventions are getting less and less often. Yeah, absolutely. The interventions FSD is looking good. Now, again, though, the question is, welcome, Chris. The question is, when you release FSD beta and you don't call it beta anymore, and my grandma's trying it, is she going to want to take it over? And if she takes it over, it's like your driving test. I'm not sure where you guys are from, but here, if you take your driving test and at all the instructor has to stop or correct you, you have to retake the test. So if the instructor goes, whoa, stop, don't turn, there's not enough gap there, even though there's like a million bajillion years to take a turn, an average driver would, all of a sudden that's an auto fail. So I think FSD has to be at a level before, when it comes out of beta, that is, to be able to pass a driver's test. Tyler says, check out the last 7 minutes of SoFi. Man, does SoFi have a short squeeze? Ooh! Okay, that's about 50 cents. Okay, what happened here? Was it... Okay, so you know what that signals to me, though, Tyler? So SoFi, I was long on, I sold out of, maybe looking to get back in, is what that signals to me is probably a lot of institutional investment coming into SoFi. Window dressing might be a big portion of next week's price action. Again, remember, next week is the last full week of trading in the quarter. So there's going to be a lot here to watch out for. Take care, Paco. Thanks for watching. You too, Mike. So again, good week, right? If we look at the weekly candle, again, it was a consolidation week, pretty much. We opened the week up at 614. We closed the week at 624. We went as low as 593, and we went as high as 632. Apparently, I'm not sure how. Is that accurate? 628, which was actually, today. So we're consolidating. The question is here, I've made videos about this, is our weekly graph. Do we break down, or do we break up? Do we break down or do we break up? Because something's coming. Something is coming. GME got into the Russell 1000, but AMC did not. Can you explain why? What is the Russell 1000? So the Russells are an ETF. And I'll pull it up here. Did AMC not get in? The Russell 1000 is essentially in what's called a large cap ETF. So it's the top 1,000 companies by market cap. There's the Russell 2000, 3000. There's a bunch of different ETFs around that. So AMC, it says GameStop is joining the Russell. Yes, it did. Okay, I didn't even see that news. Yeah, it's the same thing, when we talked about Tesla getting to S&P 500. What does it really mean fundamentally? Nothing really. What does it mean, potentially getting in and being exposed to more buying? That's what it essentially means there. All right. Great time, folks. Great time. Great time today. Up again, 1% on the day. After hours are pretty much flat. Marco says, Wiki says Juju. It's a French word. It's a spiritual belief system incorporating objects such as amulets and spells used in religious practices in West Africa. Thanks, Marco. Listen, I did not know that, so there's no black magic stuff going on here. We keep it kosher. But yeah, that's good to know. Juju just has that feeling behind it. You also can buy yourself a Juju sweater if you'd like, or Juju merch, which I don't plug enough. Why am I not wearing it? I should be wearing it. Oh, you know why? I think it's in the wash. Let me just. I'll show you guys. Hold on one sec. Let's see here. Juju is using voodoo. Oh no. I hope not. Oh, I just heard a Tesla outside. Let me see here. Let me see. Discord. By the way, you can find all this sort of stuff that we're talking about in Discord. You can always join the conversation in there. Let's see here. Let me check pins, merch, Chrome. If you want to check out merch, we have merch. Link is in the description under HTB merch. Hit that bid merch. Check it out. What's cool is you got the Juju on the back, right? So you got the hit that bid on the front, the Juju on the back. You can cover it up with your hoodie if you don't want to look weird, or you can put your hoodie up if you do want to look cool. Long sleeves, classic tees. I even designed a sock. By the way, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know what I'm doing. But if you have requests of what to change, what to make better, definitely let me know. This is Teespring. Spring is what it's called. By the way, this is Canadian. This is Canadian dollars. So you're going to have to change it to here's for my US friends. That wasn't US dollars. So here's my US friends. So check it out. Check it out. But definitely join Discord as well, which you can get through Patreon as well. So all right, folks, great week ending. Great day to end, really. I mean, it's good to get some green days in. Next week should bring a little bit more clarity into our rotation up, rotation down. Again, I'm bullish on tech moving into June, into July, into the summer. I think the economy is going to be a little bit slower than people think. Money's gonna start piling back into tech, so we're gonna have to see. And yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to do those things before you leave. If it's your first time here, again, if you enjoyed it, consider also supporting the channel if you'd like. Patreon.com/hit that bid. Marco says that Elon mug is great. Appreciate you getting it, Marco. Awesome. Much love to everyone. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.